Hey guys, this is Ernie DeMenezes, aka EMD from EMD Tax Consulting. I know that the year 2020 has absolutely sucked for most people, and I'm going to do my part to at least start 2021 on a positive note and hopefully gain some momentum in the right direction. So for the last 12 plus years, taxpayers from across the country have reached out to me to try to get me to do some tax topic videos. I've never had the time to do that. I still don't have the time to do that, but I'm going to make an effort. I know back in 2015, I made it as far as creating a YouTube account for EMD Tax Consulting, and that's as far as I made it. Now I have a plan in place to try to make one video a week and 5-minute maximum for the video. So I think that's more manageable, and it won't interfere with your day either. I mean, you can check out the video before work, during lunch, after work, before you go to sleep. I think you guys can afford 5 minutes of your time to get a better understanding of something that's going to add more money to your pocket and your family's pocket. So if you're wondering why people reaching out to me, I mean, I've been in this business for over 30 years now. So I'm an old man, started very young, and there's been no shortcuts. So quality's always been the most important thing. And it will continue to be that way with me anyways. So I think they realize and understand that I'm the best overall tax professional in the country. And they also understand that I don't do free consultations. So I know a lot of people do. I'm not one of them, and I never will. So 5 minutes on a tax topic once a week, I can do that for you guys. It'll help you out. But as far as the free consultations, that's an hour long. That gets very detailed and customized. This is not going to be a substitution for that, but this will still be valuable, and it'll be on topics that matter to you. And I think the third reason is that people struggle today with anything to try to get accurate information. I mean, you can't trust the news, you can't trust the television, you can't trust the internet. There's really nothing you can trust, and the tax community is no different. I mean, I'd say 99%, no exaggeration, of the people that are in the tax world today don't belong there. They're in it for the money, and they're in it because the government allows anybody to do it. And the burden falls back on the taxpayer, so they don't really care either way. So they get away with a lot of things. And, they couldn't be a doctor without a license. You can't be a lawyer without a license. You can't even cut hair without a license, but you can do taxes. So a lot of people are in the business that they really shouldn't be in the business, and they make their prices cheap. They know people value the dollar sometimes more than they should. And so it's hard to find accurate information. You Google stuff, you find articles from 3 different areas on the same topic with different answers. You ask 5 tax professionals the same question, you get 5 different answers. You ask your coworkers, you ask your family, you ask all sorts of people that you shouldn't ask, and you get all different answers, and you want to know what's the right answer. So this will eliminate any of that problem. I get calls all the time for what I call the tiebreaker. They ask certain people, and they get different answers, and they want to know what the right answer is, so they call me for the tiebreaker. So this will at least give you guys an understanding of certain topics that you should know in a very brief time, a good investment of your time once a week. But the demand's got to be there. If demand's not there, I'm not going to waste my time. In the same way that I'm not going to create a video to waste your time, I'm not going to make topics that are irrelevant to most people. So what you got to do for me, or for yourself, is you got to find a link within this posting that takes you to that YouTube channel for EMD Tax Consulting, and you got to subscribe. I will have somebody monitor that, and once the number gets to a certain level that I think it makes sense and it's worth it, I'm not going to assign a number of subscriptions like 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or anything like that. But I'll know when I hear the number, I'll know that it says, hey, it's worthwhile for these people. I'm going to help these people out, and I'm going to do the videos. So I encourage you to subscribe. Don't just go to the link and not do anything. I'm not going to see it. Hit the subscribe. Share it with everyone you care about. Once the subscriptions get to a certain point, I'll start making the videos. If they start in January, I'll start in January. If they never start, that's okay too, because then when people contact me, I'm going to reference this video and tell them that I tried to make an effort and that the demand just wasn't there. So it wasn't worth me doing the videos. And I think for a lot of people that are watching this video that know me, this is a big deal. It's a big deal that I'm offering this and that I'm doing this. If you don't know me, you think it's no big deal. There's YouTube videos all the time on different topics and whatever. But to get somebody at my level to do a video on a consistent basis on a topic that I'm considered an expert in, it's going to be a big deal to you. It's going to add value to you. So I encourage you to do it. Even if you think you don't care about the topic, you're going to hear all sorts of stuff. I'm not going to pay attention to the comments that are posted. I'm not going to respond to questions in the Facebook feed or in the YouTube feed. I'd spend all day doing that. I'm not going to acknowledge any of that. So if you got negative comments that you're going to post, you're wasting your time. It's never going to get to my attention. It's not going to bother me or going to get to me. You're going to hear stuff that you think are crazy, that it's outrageous, that it can't possibly be true. How could this guy know what he's talking about? Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You're not going to know more about this topic than I am. But there are strange things that happen in the tax world. There are things that you're going to rely on common sense when you can't, because a lot of times the stuff defeats common sense and goes against it. But put some trust in the videos. I'm going to have to post an IRS disclosure because I'm required. I'm licensed and certified. So you're going to see an IRS Circular 230 disclosure there. Basically says you can't rely on anybody's advice to get out of penalties. That's just a requirement. I'm not trying to hide behind a disclosure. It's a requirement from the IRS, so I'm going to post that out there. And make sure you pay attention to the date and the time that I post the video, because tax stuff changes all the time. I could post something today on a topic. A month from now, tax law changes. That video is no longer relevant for the future. It's still relevant as of the date that I told you, going back, but not going forward. So just keep in mind that matters as well. And like I said, do yourself a favor, click the link, hit the subscribe, share with everybody. Once the number gets to a certain point, I'll do my best to try to make these videos consistently. 5-Minute Fridays is what I'm calling it. We'll see what happens. Hope to hear from you guys soon.